Hello, everyone. Hello. I am so sorry to be late for my live today. I had technical issues. Actually, I forgot that I had to use Chrome instead of Safari. So luckily, I have my technical crew here. My daughter, Tiana, figured it out for me, and I was able to get on and go on to the Chrome browser, and that was what made it possible for me to finally get here for this live. So welcome to everyone who is listening, either live or recorded today. I am going to talk a little bit about understanding natural English. So that could mean a couple of different things. A lot of times when we are learning a new language, we can understand some people, but other people we can't understand. And that can be very difficult and frustrating for us. So part of the reason that that happens is that a lot of times people who speak a language will speak very quickly. Or they'll do what we call connected speech, where they connect their words together. And instead of saying, I am going to the store, they'll say, I'm going to the store. And it sounds almost like one word. So there are a couple of ways that you can work on this and improve your listening skills. Actually, there are many ways, but I'm going to talk about just a couple of those today. So obviously, the more you listen, the easier it is to listen and understand what you're hearing. And it's also a good idea to listen to different people, so that you can hear how different people express themselves and what their accent is like, what their connected speech is like, how they use the language. That will really help you. So I recommend that you listen to podcasts, television shows, movies, music, all kinds of different material. Okay, so we're here live today, so I invite you to ask questions. If you're listening live, let me know where you're listening from. You can put that in the comments. Just let me know. Are you here in the United States? What city are you in? Or are you listening from a different country? Let me know in the comments. And also, I encourage you to ask questions. If you have any questions about English Coach 3TS or about English or listening and understanding natural English, I encourage you to put those questions in the comments. And I know that the live software, maybe is what we could call it, here on YouTube is a little different than it is over on Instagram. I'm very used to going live on Instagram. This is newer for me. I think this is only my third or fourth time to go live here. So welcome, Monique from Brazil. I'm glad you're here with us. I'm assuming you're a native Portuguese speaker. Welcome, welcome. I just finished my group class. On Saturdays, I have a group class at 9:30 a.m. Los Angeles, California time. And we have a couple of regulars from Brazil. So I am familiar a little bit with Brazil, but I have always wanted to visit some of the South American countries and learn more about all those countries that are there. Some of you may know that I'm learning to speak Spanish. In Brazil, they speak Portuguese. That might be new for some people who are not from South America. A lot of people think in Brazil you speak Portuguese. So welcome. Anyone else who is joining us that wants to write where you're from? I see my daughter Tiana is here. Thank you, Tiana, for supporting me. I am very, very fortunate to have wonderful daughters who support me. And Tiana is actually also a teacher on our team. So I see some more people joining us now. So another way to be able to understand spoken English, natural English, is to practice speaking the way that you hear other people speak. So I spoke about this a little bit just a minute ago, that oftentimes people who speak English as their native language, and it's not just English, any language, we use connected speech where we connect words when we're speaking. So if you will practice connected speech, that's a great idea, is to find ways that the language, the words are connected. So I gave one example, but almost any sentence will have connected speech. So if you're listening to me live, go ahead and write a sentence in the comments that you would like me to say for you with connected speech, and then you can practice it. While I'm waiting for you to write some questions, I will also say that another way to practice your speaking is to copy someone else. I'm speaking very clearly right now, but typically I will speak a little more quickly, like I'm doing right now. And so you want to copy what I say. So as an example, I can clearly say, I am speaking clearly now. Go ahead and copy me saying that. And then here in a minute, I'm going to say it a little more naturally. I'm speaking clearly now. I'm speaking clearly now. It sounds a little different. So practice copying me. Another phrase could be, I'm glad you're all here listening. I'm glad you're all here listening. To say that a little more naturally, I might say, I'm glad you're all here listening. So you'll hear the difference. Listen again and repeat after me. I'm glad you're all here listening. The first one was, I'm glad you are all here listening. But when I say it more naturally, I say, I'm glad you're all here. You're all here. Not you are all here. I say, you're all here. So practice saying with me, you're all here. You're all here. I'm glad you're all here listening. Okay, if you have a sentence you'd like me to give you as an example, go ahead and put the sentence there in the comment box. If you don't, I have a couple of examples for you here. Okay, so here is a sentence. I thought he would have been there. Thanks for that sentence. I thought he would have been there. You can read it in the comments there. Tiana gave us that sentence. Thank you. And probably if you are just saying this clearly and enunciating it, and what I mean by enunciating it is saying each word clearly like this, I thought he would have been there. The most difficult word there is probably thought. So that has the TH sound. You're going to want to put your tongue in between your teeth like this. Thought. To make that sound, you don't really bite your tongue, but you hold your tongue with your teeth and you just blow through there. I thought. So practice saying that word a couple of times and you'll see that sound again in there, which is a little different. There. I thought. There. There. Okay. Practice saying this sentence with me again. I thought he would have been there. See if you can make it sound in the same way that I say it. And now I'll tell you how we would say it more naturally. We would say, I thought he would have been there. I thought he would have been there. Try saying, I thought he would have been there. And then let me break that down for you. So when I say I'll break it down for you, to break something down is a phrasal verb. It means I will say each part one at a time. So I thought he. If we say it clearly, we say, I thought he. If we break it down if we say it more naturally, we say, I thought he. I thought he. So the end of the word thought sounds almost like a D sound. I thought he. And we take out the H sound and we just put an E sound at the end of that. I thought he would have. So the second part is would have. We don't say would have. We would say would have. So together, so far we have I thought he would have. I thought he would have. And you can hear how my voice kind of goes up. I thought he would have. Try copying me and making it as close to my sentence as you can. I thought he would have. And this last part is been there. Been there. This sounds a little more clear. It's the most clear part of the sentence. That's not uncommon, where we'll have some parts of the sentence that aren't as clear and other parts that are clear. So I'm going to take a drink of water while you try that last part. Been there. Been there. So we'll break it down one more time and you can try it with me. I thought he would have been there. Been there. I thought he would have been there. So the last part of this sentence, been there, reminds me of a really common English phrase. And this is another way that you will have an easier time of listening to natural spoken English, is if you start to learn some of the phrases that are really common. And pardon me, one of our common phrases is been there, done that. Been there, done that. I'm going to write it in the comments. While I'm writing this, if you have a sentence you'd like me to help you with, put it in the comments. Been there, done that. Or if you have a question, you could write it in the comments as well. Been there, done that is the short form of I have been there. I have done that. And it actually means I have done that before. I've been in the same situation that you're talking about or that you're in now, and I have done that before. Oftentimes we use this phrase, not sarcastically. Tanya, what would be the way we would describe that we use this? We say, been there, done that. And what we mean is, I can totally relate. And we also, in a way, we're using a tone that's like, not necessarily polite. It's a little bit dismissive. Tanya, thanks for helping me with that. It's a little bit dismissive. I'm going to write that word there. Dismissive means like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but it really is not that big of a deal. I have done that too, so stop complaining. A little bit. It's a little bit dismissive, I think is the best word. It's not a real polite thing to say, but you will hear it often. It's not always used in this way. It might be a way to relate to someone, like you're telling me something that's happening to you, and I'm like, oh, yes, I totally relate. I could say, yeah, been there, done that. Like, I get it. Okay, so these are a few ways that you can understand natural English better. And of course, the more that you can understand natural English, the easier it will be for you to speak more naturally. And so I have a couple of, pardon me, what I wanted to say is, of course, every time you are practicing saying things more correctly or more naturally, you will also be able to understand them more. So use your the other ways that you've been using to learn English. You want to take a class if you can. Get a conversation exchange, which is free. We're going to be talking a lot more here on YouTube and on Instagram about how to get a conversation exchange and what are the best ways you can use that conversation exchange. So you're going to want to keep listening here for that information. Talk with other people, even if they're also learning English. People ask me this. Should I talk with other people who are learning English? Absolutely. It's a great idea to continue talking with people who are learning English. So if you have any more questions, I have a few more minutes before I will wrap up this live, which means before I will finish this live. Go ahead and type your questions in the comment box. You might be able to hear the dogs in the distance outside. There are some dogs barking. We do offer both group classes where you can practice conversation, grammar, listening, speaking, all kinds of things. You also can join us for individual classes. Both Tiana and I offer individual classes. And all of the information about our classes are over on our website by the same name, EnglishCoach3ts.com. If you are on our Instagram, you can, or if you're not on Instagram, go and follow us on Instagram. We also have the same name there, and the link to our website is over there. The last suggestion I wanted to give you is if you need a workbook to work on your grammar, then you might want to consider using one of these grammar in use workbooks. I have 3 different ones here. I have the advanced one. We also have an intermediate. Oh wait, this is basic. I can't read. And this is the intermediate book. They are in these 3 different colors. What I would recommend is not only doing the exercises, of course you want to do the exercises and the answers are in the back, but also to use the sentences in there that are correct and you know they're correct. Practice saying them. So this is my last tip for you, unless anyone has a question. My last tip is to take one of the sentences from this book that is something you're learning. Maybe you're learning prepositions. Maybe you're learning phrasal verbs. We have videos also on both prepositions and phrasal verbs. I will link those here in the recorded version of this live. But also you could use your workbook to pick a sentence. Maybe it's a sentence you got incorrect. You look it up in the back of the book, you find the correct form, and you practice saying that sentence. Choose one sentence for the week, and every time you think of it, say that sentence correctly. Maybe you want to choose more than one sentence per week. Maybe you want to do one per day. It depends on how much time and how quickly you need to learn your English. So I mentioned our other videos. We have a lot of free content here on YouTube for you to try. Definitely check out those videos. If you are new here, be sure that you subscribe down below with the red button and give us a like. If you're listening to the recorded version, we love to hear your questions and comments as well. Thank you for those of you who joined us live today. I hope to see you in another live here on YouTube very, very soon. And I hope to get to chat with you in the comments section of this video or one of the other videos. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.